Well, good morning, guys. Welcome back to Poorboys Little Homestead. As always, if this is your first time here, thanks for dropping in. Feel free to drop in anytime you feel, my friend. Guys, today I'm going to be showing y'all how you can sterilize your own seed starting mix. And we're going to be talking about the reason I don't believe in doing it and I don't choose to do so. So stay with me and let's get into it. So what we're going to be doing here, guys, is just sterilizing our seed starting mix. Now I got my seed starting mix here that I made myself, and I try to attach a link above of the video of me making this seed starting mix and what I got in it. You can go back and watch that video and see, but look how good and rich, fine looking that soil is. But a lot of people chooses to buy sterilized seed starting mix, or they want to sterilize their own. So I thought I'd make a little video showing you how you could sterilize your own seed starting mix. One of the simplest ways to do it, especially if you got to do a good bit of it, is a burner. Have you some kind of iron pot, old cast iron Dutch oven, something, metal pan. I don't recommend using aluminum myself. And it may not be nothing wrong with that, but I recommend something iron. I just have an old iron pot here that I used back when I done taxidermy work and stuff. But you want to put your soil in there, and you don't want to get it too thick because you want to have it to where you can stir it around good. Now, one of the things to doing this is you want to heat this to about 180 degrees and keep it that to around 180 degrees for about 30 minutes. If you go over the heat and start getting it too hot, then you can start putting toxins and gases and stuff into your soil, which ain't a good thing. Now there's different ways you can sterilize your soil. You can use just, if you got a small amount, you can actually put it in an old baking pan and put it in your oven. Get it about 180, not over 200 degrees for about 30 minutes. From what I read and stuff, a lot of your seed mixes that you buy is actually steamed. And they say you can do that in a pressure cooker, but I can't imagine using a pressure cooker steaming up to sterilize a seed starting mix. That's just, to me, that's going just a little bit overboard. But some people swear by they need a sterilized seed starting mix. So what does that do? Well, I'm gonna go on and fire this up and be heating this up while we talking. I know y'all gonna be hearing that burner there. But I'm gonna just let it heat up. I got a makeshift top here I can put on there. We're gonna let that soil heat up. And I got an infrared thermometer here that I can check the soil temperature with. When it gets warm, like I said, you don't really want it over 200 degrees. Now guys, I have my own opinions about sterilized seed starting mix. And if you watch my video on me making this seed starting mix, you got a little bit of how I feel about it. And I'm gonna go on and tell it again in this video. If you go buy sterilized seed starting mix, my idea of thinking on that is, well, it may have been sterilized when it left that plant and they put it in them bags. When it goes to these big box stores like your Walmarts, Home Depot, Lowe's, home and garden centers, and they stack that mess outside, even though it's in a plastic bag, it's getting rained on, the moisture builds up in there. Some of it's got little holes in it, leaks. Well, to me, that soil ain't so sterilized no more by the time you get it. It's done started growing more bacteria and stuff in there. Another one of my ideas is reason I don't agree with sterilized potting mix or sterilizing your own. To me, it ain't worth the trouble, and it's kind of what the old saying is, dang if you do and dang if you don't. You sterilizing your soil to kill the insects, bugs, eggs, weed seeds, and some of your non-beneficial bacteria. But on the flip side, ain't you killing your beneficial bacteria? Like your free-living bacteria that puts nitrogen back into your soil, that feeds your plants, all your good bacteria that your plants need to grow, to make a good healthy plant. So to me, you killing that at the same time. So that's why I choose not to sterilize any of my soil. Well, then you're gonna have some say, well, if you sterilize your seed starting mix, it let your seed itself have enough plant food, I'm gonna say, to get that seedling growing, and then you're gonna start feeding it with liquid fertilizer and stuff. Well, I understand that too, and you can. But why go through the trouble of composting, trying to make good soils to add on your garden, and then you're gonna turn around and seed start and kill all that good bacteria that you worked so hard to create in your compost and stuff? I know you got good points in this and you got bad points in this, but I just choose to, I don't care about sterilizing my seed starting mix. I know if you put the seeds, you plant them straight in your garden or in your raised beds or your containers, that you done went through all that time composting your soil, well, you ain't worried about sterilizing that soil that you put that seed plant in. So why am I worrying about the ones that I'm gonna be starting indoors just to get them growing early? Why am I worrying about sterilizing that soil? I'm just telling you how I feel about it. I ain't saying it's wrong one way or the other. It's just one of them things people's got to decide what they want to do. Just like with the seed starting mix here, you go back and watch my video, yeah, if you ain't needing much of it, you can just go buy a sack of it. But I like making my own. It's a lot cheaper, and actually I think I got better soil out of my compost pile here and making my own seed starting mix than what you can buy. But on the flip side of that again, that's because I'm wanting to keep all my good bacteria that's in my compost to get my plant started out growing fast and healthy. So I'm just showing y'all this today to talk about sterilizing seed starting mix and how you can do it here. It ain't nothing to it, just heat it up. We ain't but like 106 degrees, but of course you got to keep stirring it, keep all that what's on bottom worked up toward the top. Now again, when you're doing this, you're running the risk of putting toxins and gases in your soil, in your starting mix, if you get it too hot. There, that old saying I was trying to think of a while ago is catch 2020, ain't it? That's what the old saying was, it's catch 2020. You dang if you do and dang if you don't. So I just choose not to, and I ain't never had no trouble. We up to about 125 degrees right there. Alright, now I'm up to 180 degrees. Now of course it's going to get a little hotter, so I'm going to turn my fire down. And you want to keep a good slow fire, and you're going to have to open it up and keep turning it, keep it from getting so hot on the bottom, guys. And guys, while this soil sterilizing, I want to bring up something to y'all about our big tomato contest this year. Travis at Lazy Dog Farm and myself are having a competition to see who can grow the biggest, and we're talking about weight wise, Big ZAC tomato and the biggest Kellogg's Breakfast tomato. Now I'll try to attach a picture of them two tomatoes on the screen here so you can see a Big ZAC tomato and a Kellogg's Breakfast. But I challenged him for 2022 to see who could grow the biggest tomato. Well, Travis come up with a good idea, and we want to carry this on a little further and invite all of our viewers to join in. So if you would like to purchase some seeds, the Big ZAC or the Kellogg Breakfast or both, and plant a tomato and grow them along this season and participate in our contest, what you need to do, you got to grow a Big ZAC or a Kellogg's Breakfast, or you can grow both of them. But as you grow in your tomato this year, you can follow us along on Facebook or Instagram, or you can follow Travis on Instagram, but I don't have Instagram, but I'm gonna say Facebook. As you taking pictures and putting posts on your Facebook, hashtag Big Mater, B-I-G-M-A-T-E-R, and also tag Lazy Dog Farm and tag me at Poorboys Little Homestead. Now me and Travis is having our own competitions just between ourselves, but our viewers, whoever grows the biggest Big ZAC and whoever grows the biggest Kellogg's Breakfast is going to win a big jug of AgroThrive. So like I said, you need to post all you want as growing season so we can communicate and see how each other's doing. But the main thing is at the end, when you harvest your tomato for your weigh-in tomato, we need a picture of it setting on the scale where we can read a scale. Again, post it on your Facebook or Instagram. Put the hashtag Big Mater. I'll put it on the screen here. And tag Travis at Lazy Dog Farm and myself here at Poorboys Little Homestead. We thought it would be fun to invite all of our viewers. If you would, go over to Travis's channel, check out his videos. Now Travis is a sure enough gardener. Me, y'all know my videos kind of goes from gardening to product reviews to whatever. But Travis is a sure enough gardener, and I learn a lot from Travis by watching him. But we just thought it would be fun as our viewers could swap back and forth, and as we growing, of course, if things looking up on my end, I'm gonna do a little smack talking, because I think this old country boy hen's gonna beat him on growing one of them big tomatoes. I got my little secret weapons I'm gonna try to pull out on him this year and see if I can beat him. But guys, like I said, it's all for good and fun. We love each and every one of you. All you gardeners that would want to participate, you can get you. I got my Big ZAC. I got my Big ZAC tomato seeds, I think, from Seeds and Such. And I think my Kellogg Breakfast, I actually ordered them from Haas this year, but you can get them at anywhere. I mean, it's all different kind of seed catalogs out there and companies that sell both of them. I think Travis has got his at My Gardener, and I think if you go to his website or one of his latest videos, he's got a discount link. If you go to My Gardener, you can use his code and get a 10% off or something like that. You can go check that out. But again, we just want to invite everyone to have some fun gardening this year and show us what your tomatoes doing, and we can show what ours is doing along the way and see who ends up with the biggest tomato. So please come along and participate with us and have some fun. Also, guys, everything that I just told y'all about the Big Tomato Contest is going to be in the description below this video. In case I forgot to say something or mention something here that I should mention, everything will be explained down there in the description below the video how the contest is going to work. Also, be sure to tag us when you post a hashtag Big Tomato in there with your pictures of what's going on, so we'll be sure to get it and look at it. And also, guys, I'm not big on technology of how Facebook and Instagram, like I said, I don't have Instagram, and I just set the Poorboys Little Homestead Facebook up, and I couldn't even figure out how to tag him when I put my first post on it, so I still got a little learning to do. But I'm sure a lot of you out there know how to do the tagging and all that good stuff. Now let's get back to our sterilizing our soil over here. But still, back to the point, why do you want to do this? If you're going to sterilize your soil, you're killing all the good bacteria that's healthy and good for your plants to grow. The things they need, the nitrogen fixers. There's beneficial insects. If it's got bad insects in that soil, you got good insects in that soil. So when you're sterilizing it, to me, you're killing everything. Okay, well, if we're gonna sterilize this soil and we're gonna kill everything, it ain't nothing but just a fine handful of mass that you're gonna plant your seed in. Well, then why even have soil? Why not just start your seeds in perlite? Why not just start your seeds in cocoa coir, nothing else, just cocoa coir alone? Y'all see my point of why I'm thinking like this? I mean, why buy an expensive soil, so-called seed starting mix? How can it have anything good in it if it's been sterilized? Or they may add something in it later, but okay, if you sterilize something, then you come add perlite in it, or you add vermiculite in it, or you add cocoa coir in it like I done making this soil. Well, if that stuff ain't sterilized, ain't you adding stuff back into it? So what's the point of doing it? It's what I'm trying to get at. That's why I just choose, guys, not to. And I know everybody's got their opinions. Opinions is like, you know what, everybody has some, but I'm just trying to show you how you can sterilize your soil if you so choose to at home. And you can do this and do it pretty quickly and get you a lot sterilized just by doing it on a burner in a pot. If you need just a little bit, you just want to start a pot plant or something and you feel it needs to be, you can put it in a baking pan, put it in the oven. If you can't buy some. If you ain't doing but just a small amount, you're better off just to buy some, the way I see that. But back to my point, I don't see the reasoning behind people sterilizing their seed starting mix when they're going to take that seed out and pot it up into a pot with good soil that they've been working so hard to compost to get what all your bacteria and everything you need that God gives it naturally to grow. Then you're going to try to kill it all. But anyway, that's just my opinion on that. I know I'm going to have people that disagrees with me. I'm going to have people that's more educated and scientific, and they going to say, well, this bacteria is worse than this one, and the bad over the good, it's better to sterilize. Well, all I know is some of my family and people around here where I live raised tomato, we called them truck patches back when I was a kid. And guys, I don't know if y'all remember, I don't know if school still has it, but back in the day, your little milk that you got at school was in them little pasteboard milk cartons. Well, all the tomato farmers around here would collect them milk cartons from the schools out there, and you know that old soured milk smell. Smelled horrible around every school back in the day. They would collect them milk cartons, and that's what they would start their tomato seedlings in. And it wasn't with no sterilized soil, and it was in them old milk cartons that milk was in. It done clabbered and stinking and mold growing in it and everything else. But it has good bacteria in it that naturally occurs. So, that's the only point I'm trying to get at of why I'm doing it. But again, I know I'm getting off the basics of how to sterilize your own seed starting mix. But I think I'm going to put in the title, how to sterilize your seed starting mix and why I choose not to. That way this video will be covered. But guys, that's all it is to it. But look how good that mix is. That's some pretty mix. Go back and watch that video and you'll see how I made that mix up. I make all my own, out of my own compost pile. I pretty much done told you everything in it. It's got perlite, vermiculite, and some coconut coir. And what you seeing right here will be the only little bit of seed mix that I have that's so-called sterilized. So will it get used? Probably not, and probably after it cools off, I'm going to dump it back in my container with the rest of it. But guys, I hope this was interesting to someone. Please leave in the comments below your opinion about sterilized soil mix. Maybe you can sway me to see the other side of it, why it's worth doing it and why you should do it. And I like reading the comments because I'm never too old to learn myself, and sometimes, believe it or not, sometimes somebody can persuade me out of my old hard-headed ways. But guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Appreciate y'all watching. I hope y'all have a blessed day. God bless. See y'all next time.